Hello, everybody. How's it going out there? It's Dave with Night Politics Religion. Hope everyone's having a good day, a good week, and most importantly, having a good life. And time for another Rand Paul related video, now related to his Fauci battle and anti-mask and things like that. So this has to do with COVID in a roundabout way. Well, pretty direct, but not in regards to the government mandates and stuff. This has to do with Rand Paul's wife, Kelly Paul. It was reported, I think it was probably 16 months late, when it was supposed to be reported that she had bought stocks in certain comparable COVID treatments at the time, in which they thought the pandemic hadn't gone full blown yet, shut down, stocks hadn't fallen yet. Though I guess we certainly saw COVID across the world as it eventually going to work its way here, and obviously it did. And the shutdowns happened, we had the cases and all that. But one thing that she got in trouble was if she invested like $10,000 or $15,000 into certain stocks that were associated with COVID and COVID treatment related type of big companies and research and medication. And she, it was reported, and this came out. I think Hill reported on it, and I've seen different things about it. Kelly Paul herself even went on Twitter and said that was totally legal at the time, and it was above board, and that she wanted to try to help invest in a company that would help research and improve certain medication, things like that. And look, and this is nothing new. I mean, Democrats do this as well. Pelosi, we know Pelosi is a serial offender of this shit. Many of the establishment Democrats who've been in office like 30, 40 years know all the lobbyists and all the connections. They know all the inside stuff before any one of us can, or anyone, even the businesses or banks and investors can. They know the inside stuff before any of us can. And I've always said, regardless of Republican, Democrat, whether it's Rand Paul, Pelosi, Schumer, or anybody else for that matter, they should not be investing in the stock market, period. Because we have all these laws against inside trading. I work for a bank, and we have to take quarterly classes about inside trading, inside trading, training on inside trading, rather, anyway. About when to use information, what not to use. Like if we get access to non-public information about a company, we're not supposed to use it for our potential gain. We have a rule in our bank in which if we buy a stock, we can't sell it within 30 days because they don't want us to do a lot of short sales because of using the market. They want us to hold the stock for 30 days. And then from there, if we want to, we see a growth, we see a loss, we can sell it or whatever and either make the money or just cut our losses. That's something that we doing my job, which is funny because people kept asking me, people know me, did you get into the stocks? Did you get into the stocks? No, I couldn't because I had to get permission to do it. I had to actually call to request permission to buy a stock. If I don't, and it comes back that I did, I made money on it, it could be a reputational risk for us, and I can get fired. So I can't do that kind of thing. And that was a very short sale kind of thing going on. So, and we know how that worked out. But yeah, so Kelly Paul, even though she's not technically in office, she's married to Rand, and Rand, of course, knows the stuff being in the Senate, being all the committees is on. He shouldn't have done this. Anything that's associated with the government or political or any kind of trade that you're going to be working directly with, pretty much any kind of stock, you shouldn't be allowed to buy and sell stocks, period. I don't care who your political affiliation is, where you're from, how much money you have, you should not be allowed to buy and sell stocks. I mean, there's reasons. I mean, we know there's corruption. We know there is. I mean, you look at the ones who've been in office the longest, Pelosi, they make around, U.S. senators and Congress people make pretty good money, about $175,000 a year. If you're like the majority or minority leader or speaker or something like that, you make a little extra, obviously. But you're not making more than $200,000 a year. That's a good living. That's good money. You can live on that. You can worry about doing your job as a politician, not have to worry about having to pick up side jobs or pay off debt or anything like that. And in some cases, for most people, unless you just have a lot of debts or you got a real high lifestyle, then the spouse doesn't even have to work. They can do other things. But there's a reason why they're worth hundreds of millions of dollars. How they get that money? Lobbyists, campaign contributions, inside trading, for example. So again, this is something that, and someone like me, again, I'm a libertarian leaning kind of guy. I'm a big fan of Rand's dad, Ron. But Rand is more of he's not establishment per se. He has like a small L libertarian, but he does play the game a little bit too. He plays the party game as well to an extent. And it's something that they shouldn't have done. They shouldn't have done it. No one should do it. No one in Congress should be allowed to buy and sell stocks. This is something that the left would criticize people on, but I'm not on the left by any means, but I agree with this. If you're a public servant, you're supposed to be someone who, who works for the people. You give a good salary, the taxpayers pay you this really good salary to do this job, and then you're buying and selling stock with your information, getting rich. Come on, no, that's not right. That's not right. Now, some people on the left will go as far to say you shouldn't be allowed to join any companies, or you shouldn't be allowed to be a part of any kind of speaking fees. Now, to me, that's a little far, because if you are a servant and you do make a decent living, I mean, you make okay, you make pretty good, but you're not super rich. Again, depending on your family and how you invest and save. Well, not stock investors, but retirement accounts, things like that. Then it's something that you should still be able to do things you want to. It's like you can't. I don't feel you should never be able to do anything again. You should never be able to make any money outside of politics as a politician with your salary ever again. I'm not saying that, but yes, trading stocks is a no-no. That's a no-no. And once you get out, you might be able to do something like that, because once you're out, you can learn from what you've seen in there and apply them. Which you gotta be honest. People who leave banks and different companies, they learn stuff in their job. That's attractive stuff. They do that too, but again, it's once they're not in the company and they're not using the company money, or in this case with senators and congress people, taxpayer money for their salaries to do it with. That's a whole different story. So that's all I've got. So give me thoughts and comments. What do you think about it? Do you agree with me? Do you not agree with me? Do you think Kelly Paul was wrong in doing this? Do you think the media is blowing it up? Give me your thoughts in the comments section. As always, thanks for watching. I'll talk to you later.